Today we go from the half mile of Stafford Motor Speedway in Stafford, Connecticut to one of the largest tracks on the circuit, this 2.66 mile facility that is the Talladega Super Speedway here in Alabama. Hello race fans, welcome to race number 4 of the RCOM Pepsi Amateur Series, where today you will see 34 of the very best in the Amateur Series go 29 laps around this Talladega Super Speedway and do battle for what is going to be a very exciting race. I mean, I know I don't really have a lot to say. I mean, other than the fact that my brain's going a million miles an hour right now because I'm just excited. I'm excited to get this race underway. It's the first time since April 2nd, or in this case, since Tuesday, since these cars have been on the racetrack. But nonetheless, it's also been about 2 months since they've been on a super speedway. Any racetrack bigger than a mile or a mile and a half, it's been a little while since they've been on a place like a super speedway, such as Talladega, for instance. But nonetheless, it should be very fun to watch, especially with some of the exciting super speedway racing that we've seen back at Daytona. It very well could replicate here at Talladega. Once again, do forgive me for stumbling on my own words. Like I said, I'm just very rusty at commentating, so, you know, I'm not the best talker in the whole world, but here I am. I'm commentating an NR series. But nonetheless, circling back to what the task is at hand, the last time we left you, we were at the Stafford Motor Speedway, as I mentioned earlier, and this man, Jimmy Hogan, who started second in the race, managed to take the lead away from Bronson Minnick, who was the pole sitter for that event, and never looked back. Led every single lap. He got the win. He got the traditional 34 points for finishing first. He got the 10 bonus points for winning, the bonus point for leading a lap, and the 5 bonus points for leading the most laps. He managed to basically do everything in one race at Stafford Motor Speedway. And he's got his work cut out for him this weekend, or for today here at Dega. He starts 26th in this race, so it's going to be interesting to see what this man, Jimmy Hogan, is going to be able to do here at Talladega. So with that being said, as far as points is concerned, let's go ahead and review your point standings coming into the 4th race of the season. It is Nathan Stapleton who is the points leader. Ryan Fowler is tied with him in second. Even though he should be the points leader, because he has something that Nathan Stapleton has yet to get this season, and that is a win. Stapleton has been very close on getting his first win of the year, so that time is coming. It could very well happen right here at Dega, but for right now, he is being scored as the points leader because of Microsoft Excel physics. David Byers is in 3rd, Carter Joey 4th, Stephen Alexander completes the top 5. Then you have Shauna Martin 6th, Jimmy Hogan, who came into this race, came into last time out's race at Stafford, I believe 21st in points, either 21st or 26th in the points. But either way, it has definitely helped him significantly, and he finds himself 7th in the standings. Noah Clifton 8th, Blaze Aitken 9th, and Bronson Minnick rounds out the top 10 in the points standings. This race is definitely going to shake up the points after these 29 laps are done and over with. So, do not think that we are going to be done. Well, don't think that the point standings are going to be the same, or at least in a similar form leaving here at Talladega. There's a really good chance that things will change. So with that in mind, I think I've said my piece. As you see there on the front row, that is Billy Kidd in the number 6, and lined up alongside him is the number 38 of Easton Myers, a pair of Fords that will be leading the field to the green flag here in today's race. Well, I've said my piece. I think I've said what I need to, even though I was a little bit rocky in my pre-race commentary. But you know what? Once we get down to the green flag and underway with this 29-lapper, it's going to be very fun, and hopefully I can get back into the swing of things, even though it's kind of been a few weeks. But you get the gist of it. So let's go ahead and get this party started. The drivers are strapped into their cars. Pre-race ceremonies are just now starting to wrap up, but in order to get these 34 competitors rolling off onto the racetrack, we got to get the command to fire the engines.
Drivers, start your engines!
The engines have been fired, the pace car is rolling off, and so are these 34 drivers. And as they roll out onto the racetrack for their pace laps, here's your starting lineup for the Winston 250. Drivers have just taken one to go and will be ready to go green flag racing here at the Talladega Super Speedway. As I mentioned at the top of the show, this is the first Super Speedway race since Daytona back on February 27th. I can't even speak clearly, or enunciate clearly, if you know what I mean. But we're getting ready to go here at Talladega as the drivers work their way through turns 3 and 4, heading towards the tri-oval, in which the start-finish line is not at the center of the tri-oval, it's just at the exit, heading towards turn number 1. So here they come, off of turn number 4. It is Billy Kidd on the front row alongside Easton Myers in the 38. Then it's Foster Henderson and David Byers, row 2. Carter Joey, Allison Rain make up the third row. Shauna Martin, Blaze Aitken, row 4. Nelson Reeves, Sean Ard, row number 5. Here they come through the tri-oval. The pace car has already made its way to pit road. And Billy Kidd and Easton Myers will lead the field of the green flag to get race number 4 underway here at Talladega. Already 3 wide for the top spot as they work their way through turns 3 and 4. Now this time coming out of turn number 4, and it is Foster Henderson who is out front, making their way through the tri-oval for the first time at full song. Carter Joey on the inside. He's going to lead lap number 1 on his Vetturini teammate Henderson as they work their way back into turn number 1. Once again, this time at full song. Just look at this pack. 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 all the way back. And that's what we're going to see a lot of in this race today. 29 laps, as I said before. So it's going to be a long, long way. Blaze Aitken right now is out front. He'll come around to the tri-oval to lead lap number 2. There's Nathan Stapleton in the 28. Remember, he comes into this race as the points leader, tied with Ryan Fowler. So the tiebreaker for this race, if either of them are going to try to get the points lead, one of them has to finish better than the other in order to get up to the top spot in the points. But right now, Stapleton, if the race were to end, Stapleton would have the upper hand, because right now he's being scored third. If the race were to end right now, then Stapleton would have the points lead. Ryan Fowler would be just a handful of points behind him, probably about 16 points back, possibly. Meanwhile, focusing back in on the action, every single driver in this pack is 3 wide. You can't make that up. That's 3 wide all the way through the field. Joey Miles in the number 10. Looks like he has already led lap number 3. That's not the case. That's actually Kyler Anderson in the 01 that has already led the 3rd lap. Stephen Colon in the 77. Right there in tow, alongside, in the middle line. He's going to try to take the lead away. He's already accomplished that. But he's got Jeffrey Holcomb in the 99 down on the inside. How about our previous winner on the Super Speedway? That's Ryan Fowler in the 78. Who won a very confusing finish to Daytona. Even though there was no crash, no debris whatsoever, must have been some sort of phantom caution that ultimately concluded the race in one of the weirdest things I don't think I've ever seen that in a long time. But nonetheless, Ryan Fowler may have been scored second, but he just got put in the middle. Now he's moving up top. Owen Miles in the 46, going to move up to the middle. Here comes Elijah going into the 27 with a little bit of assistance from Brandon Yodel in the 05. Thought he was going to make some room for Chad Myers in the 25 to make it 4 wide. Now 4 wide, this place is wide enough for 4 wide action. However, it's 5 wide that you'd be flirting with disaster with. One small mistake with 5 wide, and you could cause a lot of trouble. At the line, see who led the 5th lap. Oh boy, they're 4 wide. And Myers and Moore get together and they come back up the track. Oh boy, the top side practically got blocked, and that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of cars involved. I see Owen Miles, Kyler Anderson, Chris Reynolds, Ryan Fowler, who is tied with Nathan Stapleton for the points lead. He gets involved in this. First caution of the day is out. Amy Wilderotter is involved. Oh my goodness gracious, what a way to start off the race. 5 laps in, and Quentin Moore tried to make it 4 wide at the front of the field. That did not work out whatsoever. He's going to cross the start-finish line in second to take the caution flag. It was Brandon Yodel who led them all back to the line. Look at the damage on the 46 of Owen Miles. He was running really good early in the going. Looks like his days might be over. His day might end early for the number 46 team. There's Chris Reynolds in the 19. Lots of damage to his race machine. Ryan Fowler, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, he was tied with Nathan Stapleton for the points lead. Unfortunately for him, his tie will be broken, and not the way that he hoped for. Chad Myers, the unfortunate victim of somebody else, the unfortunate victim of a mess that was none of his own doing, really. I don't even know what happened there. It just happened so fast. Noah Clifton with damage. There's Stephen Colon in the 77. Heavy front end damage to his Phoenix Construction Ford. And in real life right now, he's probably spamming paint schemes in my Discord server, but that doesn't pertain to what goes on in this race. Look at the damage on the 23. That's Val Moscow. Heavy right side damage to his car. There's Amy Wilderotter in the 5, making her way down pit road in her TikTok machine. So, with the events that just happened, Nathan Stapleton, should he actually finish strong in this race, will most likely no longer have a tie with Ryan Fowler for the points lead. So all Stapleton has got to do is perform well, and he'll definitely have the points lead. But anyways, sorry, I'm getting distracted. But anyways, Brandon Yodel right now is your leader. So why don't we go ahead and take a look and see what brought out our first caution of the day here in Talladega. So this happened just before going into turn number 1. You see the 25, Chad Myers. He moves up to make room for Quentin Moore. And Moore, seeing the hole, he takes advantage. And he just fills the hole up down into turn number 1. Then Chad, I wonder if he was actually just trying to get back down. Either he came down or Quentin Moore came up. It might have been a combination of the both. But you see here, Chad Myers, he tries to come back down. He comes down on the nose, however, of Quentin Moore. That sends him around 90 degrees in front of the field. That sends him back up into Owen Miles. Elijah Gordon, you see he gets a piece. Chris Reynolds, Ryan Fowler, Jeffrey Holcomb, Stephen Colon gets involved in this one. Let's take a look and see who else was collected in this one. Oh, I think the 15 of Foster Henderson might have been collected. Up here, it's Amy Wilderotter in the 5, Val Mosco in the 23, and also the 44 of Noah Clifton. That 3-car incident was happening while there was some more action going on over here. But nonetheless, under our first caution of the day here at the Talladega Super Speedway, we had 2 separate incidents happen. One in the entrance of turn 1 that carried all the way into turn number 2, and another one that just happened on the exit of turn 2 going down the back straightaway. This is Stephen Colon's perspective. He was up top, way up top of a 3-wide situation, so he can't even see anything that's happening in front of him. All he can really do is just hope and pray for the best. So that's what happened to Colon. Now let's take a ride along with Amy Wilderotter to see what happened to her. This is from Amy Wilderotter. She was riding in the dead center of this pack, right behind Mitchell Collins. There you see the move that Chad Myers made. Open the door for Quentin Moore. He comes down, actually. No, actually, wait. It looked like that it was just a combination. It first looked like that Chad was going down and Quentin was coming back up. And Amy almost had this missed. But Noah Clifton and Val Mosco came up nearly at the last second and collected her in this. She has some moderate damage on the left side, on the driver's side, and the rear end. Luckily, it looks like she's going to be able to continue on. However, she won't be up to par with the rest of the leaders. So we are under our first caution of the day here at the Talladega Super Speedway. It involves Chad Myers, Owen Miles, and many others going through turn 2, heading down the back straightaway. It is Brandon Yodel who is going to lead the field back to the green flag, so stick around, folks. We'll be right back. One lap, and we will be back to green flag racing. Right now, it is Brandon Yodel who is the leader. Quentin Moore is in second. Then you have Billy Kidd third, Allison Rain fourth, Elijah Gordon fifth. Then you have Mitchell Collins sixth, Stephen Alexander seventh, Ronald House eighth. Then you have the 13. That is, I believe that is, oh, yep, that's Bradley Ream. He is ninth. And the 1 of David Byers completes the top 10. From the looks of it, we do have 4 cars out of the race. It's Stephen Colon, Ryan Fowler, the 19 of Chris Reynolds, and the 46, that is Owen Miles. All 4 of those drivers have sadly smelled what the rock was cooking and will not continue on in this race. Hang on a second. It's starting to get a little bit hot in here, and I'm really hoping that this computer does not overheat, because since it is starting to get down to come into the spring/summertime, this computer will actually start acting like a real oven and will cook this place. So I'm going to take my sweatshirt off, because I swear I have the fan pointed towards the computer, but it's heating up from the back. I can't even get the fan back there, and also freaking windows open, and it's 60 degrees over here. So I'm hoping that this actually works. But anyways, focusing back in on the race at hand, Brandon Yodel is going to lead him back to the green flag. 10 laps complete. You will notice that these restarts are not going to be as aggressive as you usually would see at other places, other versions of Talladega or Daytona, or with other sort of physics, or like CTS or Cup physics or GNS physics or whatever it may be. But you see here, 3 wide. Billy Kidd diving to the inside of Quentin Moore, who makes a little bit of contact with Brandon Yodel. And here comes drivers like Elijah Gordon and Mitchell Collins are going to be at the aid of Billy Kidd as they come off of turn number 4. Double file now through the tri-oval. Collins makes his way to the inside. 3 wide for second. Gordon just barely got edged out there by the 32 of Mitchell Collins as they work their way into turn number 1. Actually, they're saying Gordon got second. Man, if that was the finish for the win, Gordon would have won that by probably a few 1,000ths. But he got that by 9 100ths. Well, maybe by a few 1,000ths, but still nonetheless. We're starting to get a little bit more dicey with a 3 wide. Collins out front. Bradley Ream right there in tow. Ream in second. Stephen Wallace Jr. in third. David Byers. Now the third car on the inside line. He's actually doing very well. He comes into this race third in the standings. So if he actually were to perform good, he would most likely take over second. And we got 4 wide once again. Oh, this time Sean Hart is the victim. Oh boy, hang on tight. Are you gonna say, oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. How were they able to save that? Oh man, Sean Hart and Tyler Ferris almost caused another incident. A similar situation, but they managed to get out of it. Unfortunately, it's hurt both Sean Hart and Tyler Ferris, especially Ferris, because he is way out of the draft. So unfortunately, he's going to be by himself with other drivers like Kyler Anderson, Moscow, Wilderauer, Clifton, and Holcomb. Myers is also back here. That's Chad Myers in the 25 to clarify. My goodness, though. We've got the 9 of Stephen Wallace Jr., who has taken over the lead. Ronald House in second with a little bit of an assist from the 7 of Allison Rain, who goes up to the middle line. And she gets put in the middle. Now she's got a little bit of help from Billy Kidd. Now Stephen Wallace Jr. gets put in the middle. House goes to the lead with a little bit of help from the 10. That's Joey Miles. Elijah Gordon is still up here. Stephen Alexander, who's looking for win number 2 on the season. Ryan Fowler, who was the very first winner, as you all know, is not in this race anymore. He got taken out in that lap 5 crash. Jimmy Hogan, who led every single lap. Right now, he is in the picture. He's being scored 18th at the moment. So the driver pretty much that has the best chances of winning, that already has a win right now at this very moment, is Steven Alexander in the number 4 machine. Quentin Moore is getting very aggressive. Oh my gosh! Oh, he just did it again. He did it again. Oh my gosh, Allison Rain. Holy jeez. Allison Rain went upside down. We have more carnage. Carter Joey went into the outside wall in the tri-oval. What just happened? Stephen Wallace Jr., Blaze Aitken. And that's going to bring out caution flag number 2 of the day. It was Joey Miles that let him back, but holy cow. So Quentin Moore, once again, causes another incident, this time on the other end of the racetrack, in turn number 4. Ronald House and the 2 heavy left side damage to his bug band machine. And if anything, this is a big break for drivers like Sean Ard and Tyler Ferris, because now they're going to be able to get into a good draft and they could work their way back up to the front. I'm not sure what's going on with Quentin Moore today. He knows that he comes into this dead last in points. So I mean, yes, I understand that he's in 4th right now. He's having himself the best run, his best run of the year. Oh no! There must have been some sort of stack up. Nathan Stapleton is damaged to the front end of his car. Oh no! So both of our points leaders, Ryan Fowler and Nathan Stapleton, both have an issue here today at Talladega. Talladega has just been an arch nemesis for these drivers. Allison Rain is back out on the track. However, though, her car is just demolished. I'm not even sure why she's still out there. She needs to pull that car back into the garage. Her day is definitely more than over. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened that triggered caution flag number 2 of the day here at Talladega Super Speedway for the Winston 250. It is Joey Miles who is your race leader. Same situation, same driver that causes the mess, different end of the racetrack, however. It kind of looked like that they were going to go 4 wide, but from the looks of it heading into the 3rd turn, Joey Miles was nowhere near Elijah Gordon. He was clear of Gordon behind him, but Gordon, it looked like he was squeezing Alexander down into Quentin Moore, and once again, Moore just saw a hole, tried to take advantage of it, and it just wasn't good enough. Steven Alexander ends up going around. He comes back up into the path of Allison Rain, collects Ronald House and Stephen Wallace Jr., right back up in front of Brandon Yodel. Then gets into Blaze Aitken. There's where Nathan Stapleton got his damage. So he was involved in this one. Nathan Stapleton was involved in this crash that brought out our 2nd caution of the day, but Allison Rain just had herself a wild, wild ride. And Allison does come into this season, comes into this race 21st in the point standings, and she was having herself a very good run here at Dega. This is not what she wanted at all. So she'll definitely have to hope and pray that at the next race, which I believe we're going to Pocono in a few weeks' time, that she actually does perform good. Hopefully that is the case, but we're just going to have to wait and see once we get down to that point. You're riding along with Nathan Stapleton, who was far enough, who was well out of the pack, but still got involved in this one. He just held his line and just everything happened right in front of him. Then up ahead, you saw Carter Joey get turned up into the outside wall. Joey is still going to be able to keep going, but unfortunately with some damage. I don't think it should affect him too bad, but as for somebody like Nathan Stapleton, two things are either going to have to happen for him. He's going to have to get that car repaired to the point where he is going to be able to get sent back out there so that way he can get some points, or he's going to have to retire the car if it is not driving well, or if it's just junk. From the looks of it, it's junk, but we don't know if it's actually going to be junk if going to Nathan Stapleton. But man, that's just a tough break for him. On the visor cam of Brandon Yodel. It's going down into turn number 3. And you see from this view, Yodel can barely see anything that's happening right in front of him. And then right here, man, it all just happens so fast, you don't even have time to react at all. And I don't even know what else to really say about that, but that was wild. Let's go on board with one final driver. This time, it's gonna be Allison Rain. It's Allison Rain this time, so hopefully you guys brought your barf bags and sit down, strap in, hang on tight. This is gonna be a wild ride. See, going into turn number 3, Allison Rain was the only other driver that could see what was going on to Stephen Alexander and Quentin Moore. Just didn't have a lot of time to react. And there was she really wasn't, actually no, to correct myself, she really wasn't in a good enough spot to do anything because she had a lot of drivers behind her, and if she were to get off the brakes or get on the brakes or off the gas just a little bit, she would have been bumped from behind and she would have gotten turned around. And she couldn't even go high, she couldn't even go low either because she had drivers on her inside and outside. So Allison really was kind of in a very tough spot with not a whole lot she could have really done in that type of situation, but unfortunately Allison Rain is not going to be in a place where she wants to be, and that is in the garage area. One final look at this time at full speed before we get to the restart. It all just happens so quickly. For a lot of these drivers, they barely had time to react whatsoever. You saw Nathan Stapleton, right-hand side of your screen, get collected in this one. Definitely not what our points leader needed whatsoever. He actually had himself a super good season. He finished inside of the top 5 in every single race so far this year. Unfortunately, that's just not going to be the case today. But hopefully he can get back out there so that way he can get as many points as he possibly can before the next race, and hopefully that's the case. But for right now, Nathan Stapleton is in a very, very tough situation. But this could also benefit the guy that's a few cars back, David Byers. Remember, he comes into this race 3rd in the standings. So, if Nathan Stapleton were to retire from the race, that would mean both of our points leaders, Ryan Fowler and Nathan Stapleton, would both be out, and that would give a big opportunity for David Byers to capitalize and take the points lead away from both Fowler and Stapleton. But we're just going to have to wait and see what happens here at the Talladega Super Speedway, because it is Joey Miles who is out front, and he will be leading the field back to the green flag. So why don't we go ahead and get to the restart here in the Winston 250. One lap, and we will be back to green flag racing. They will restart within 10 laps to go in the Winston 250. Your top 10 goes as follows, coming back to the green flag. It is Joey Miles who is the leader. Elijah Gordon is in 2nd. Mitchell Collins is 3rd. Quentin Moore, who has caused the last 2 incidents in this race, is 4th. Billy Kidd is 5th. Easton Meyer, is in 6th. So both of our drivers that started on the front row, they are in contention for this win. So is Jimmy Hogan, who is in 7th. Shauna Martin is in 8th. Addison Jarrell who finished a runner-up in the last Super Speedway race back in Daytona in February. She is 9th, and Bronson Minnick rounds out the top 10. Here they come through off of turn number 4, heading into the tri-oval. 10 laps of racing to go. Let's go on board with Jimmy Hogan for this restart. Just listen to him get up through the gears. Miles comes out with the lead, 3 wide now for second. Billy Kidd to the inside of Quentin Moore and Gordon. Gordon with no help in the 27. He's going to be hung out to dry, at least for the time being. Here comes Billy Kidd to the inside with a little bit of help from Easton Myers in the 38. Allison Jarrell, Bronson Minnick coming into the frame. 9 to go here at Talladega. Remember, Billy Kidd started on the pole for this race. Easton Myers, I keep getting those two mixed up, but Easton Myers started second, and they're both back up here, first and second for the time being. How long will that last? Not for much longer, because here comes Easton Myers to the inside. Bronson Minnick is going to try to follow. Jimmy Hogan, it looked like he was going to try to open the door for Tyler Ferris, but he thought twice of it. Double file now as they come through the tri-oval. 8 to go this time. Easton Myers is out front. Bronson Minnick is in the second spot on the inside line. I meant to say second car on the inside, but the driver currently in second, being scored in second, is the number 6 of Billy Kidd, but now it's Bronson Minnick who holds on to the second position. If you're within this pack, you pretty much have a shot to win. Anybody else that's kind of lacking back in this group, you might have a little bit of a long shot. David Byers has a really good chance of taking the points lead away from Nathan Stapleton and Ryan Fowler. Which, speaking of Nathan Stapleton, let's see if he's actually back out on the racetrack. Most likely that is not the case, and it is not. He, Allison Rain, Stephen Wallace, and Blaze Aitken joined Cologne, Fowler, Reynolds, and Miles in the garage area. So right now, we have 26 cars left on the racetrack. Bronson Minnick is one of those 25 cars who has taken the lead away. They work their way down the back straightaway. Tyler Ferris, who nearly lost the race because of what happened earlier in the going on lap number 5 with himself and Sean Ard. He's back up into the picture. He's in second place right now and has a really good chance of taking the top spot away from Bronson Minnick. There he goes to the inside with a little bit of help from Elijah Gordon in the 27. They work their way through the tri-oval, heading back to the start-finish line. 6 laps to go, and it's Tyler Ferris right now who is in position, who could possibly win the race, but not right now. A little bit too early to make the move. Gordon makes the run to the inside. And I know my commentary sucks, but you know what? It's okay. I'm still going to roll with it. Like I said, not the best talker in the world, so I'm literally just trying to do my best. 3 wide for second. I thought it was going to be 3 wide for the lead, but Gordon managed to get out ahead and slam the door on everybody else. Quentin Moore, who's caused the last 2 incidents, is in second and has a shot to win this race. The guy that I think a lot of people are upset at right now is in prime position to win. 5 to go. Joey Miles to the inside to take over the lead. Billy Kidd is back up here. So is Bradley Ream in the 13. You also got Addison Jarrell in the 98. On the bottom, going to try to make it 3 wide for third. Quentin Moore, I think, had a similar idea, but now he's being put in the middle. Joey Miles is definitely loving what he sees in his rearview mirror. He pulls out by about 2, maybe 3 car lengths, but at the same time, that's not necessarily a good thing, because here at a super speedway, aerodynamics and draft and all that stuff, all those key components that makes a plate race, they all matter here. 4 to go. A big lead may look good here at Talladega, but really, it's not a good thing. But right now, it's proving to be good for Joey Miles. Right now, he still holds on to the lead. Sean Ard making the move to second. Shauna Martin with a little bit of help from Bronson Minnick. Both of those drivers are working together. They make their way through turns 3 and 4, heading to the start-finish line to get 3 to go this time. Riding along with Tyler Ferris in the 69, in the middle line. 3 laps of racing to go here at Talladega. They work their way down into 1. Nice view of what's going on the driver's side door as you see Gordon go right on by down the back straightaway. Not sponsored by Red's Wicked Apple, but you know what, it would be nice if we were sponsored by Red's Wicked Apple, but that's just not the case. For the lead, Sean Ard takes it away from Joey Miles as they come off of turn number 4. They're gonna see 2 laps to go. 2 fingers up on the tower. 2 laps to go. Bronson Minnick with the lead this time by Mitchell Collins on the inside in the 32 with Nelson Reeves, who could possibly have a say in this by the time that this race is over. They come off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway at 195 plus miles an hour. 3 wide once again for second. Probably 3 wide for the lead as they go into turn 3, and that is going to be the case. Gordon on the inside, Reeves in the middle, Collins up top. Here they come through turn number 4. They're going to see the white flag this time by. It is Elijah Gordon in the 27 who is out front. But the question is, will he be leading coming back to the checkered flag? We're just going to have to find that out. Gordon takes the white flag. Billy Kidd is right there on the inside. They work their way down into turn number 1. Kidd, who started on the pole, is definitely looking for a very good chance of winning here at Talladega. He comes off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway one last time. He goes up to cover Gordon. But I think he also needs to come down and cover Bradley Ream. I can't even speak. He ran out of time. Ream to the inside. Tyler Ferris, Quentin Moore right there. If anything were to happen to Bradley Ream. But here they come off of turn number 4. Ferris goes to the inside. Will Quentin Moore make a move? No, he won't. He stays on the back bumper. And here they come through 3 and 4. Get out your cameras. Who is it going to be? It is going to be Tyler Ferris in the 69. Oh my goodness. By 1/100th of a second, Tyler Ferris gets it done. Oh my goodness. I don't even think Tyler Ferris led a single lap in this race up until now. Oh man. Man, I'm at a loss of words. That's all I can tell you is I'm just at a loss of words of what just happened here. But Bradley Ream was in a perfect position to win. He did everything he needed to do to try to secure the win. But unfortunately, just Tyler Ferris had just a little bit of a better run, and it ultimately cost him the win. But my, oh my. Tyler Ferris, your winner here at the Talladega Super Speedway in the Winston 250. So within the first 4 races of the 2021 season, we have had 4 different winners. And we got ourselves a little bit of a pattern that's starting to pop up here. Ford won the first race, the first Super Speedway race. Chevy won the last 2 tracks, won the last 2 races that were a mile or below. And here we are again with Ford winning here at Talladega Super Speedway. So Ford and also Chevrolet are at 2. Toyota, Dodge, 0. Nothing right now. But still, nonetheless, it's Tyler Ferris who wounds up your winner here at Talladega. Bradley Ream comes home in the 2nd position. Quentin Moore 3rd. Billy Kidd takes home the 4th position. Addison Jarrell completes the top 5. Joey Miles 6th. Elijah Gordon 7th. Shauna Martin 8th. Jimmy Hogan 9th. And Nelson Reeves rounds out the top 10. As you have a look at your results from positions 11th through 34 that are scrolling from the left on the left-hand side of your screen. I honestly I don't even know. I'm just kind of speechless. I'm kind of at a loss of words of what I just saw there, because Quentin Moore had caused the last 2 cautions in the same fashion. But I know this is just a video game, and you know, stuff happens. It was out of Quentin Moore's control of what happened with his car, and it was also out of Chad Myers and also Stephen Alexander's controls of what happened to both of their cars. But you know, like I said, it's just a video game. Thank goodness that none of this really pertains to real life. And all I want to do is just have fun with this. And you know, so far it actually has been fun, and the action has been really good and outstanding as well. And Tyler Ferris, as I said, wounds up your winner just by, I believe it was 1/100th of a second. That is for sure. But that's got to be the closest finish in RCOM Pepsi Amateur Series history. But still, man, a great race. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, go ahead, give it a like. If you have not considered subscribing yet, I recommend you do so in order to keep up with some fine content coming out in the near future. And that about does it for me. One more time, congratulations to Tyler Ferris on securing the win here at the Talladega Super Speedway. 4 races, 4 different winners. Will we see that in race number 5? Be sure to tune in on May 14th at the Pocono Raceway for the Napa 100. That will be at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Hopefully you guys can make it out to that race, and it should be very fun. Another 2.5-mile racetrack, but this time no restrictor plates whatsoever. So these drivers are going to be unrestricted, and it's going to be fun. That's all I'm going to say right there. But one more time, congratulations to Tyler Ferris on getting his first win of the year. And that about does it for me. I'm Elijah Leonard signing out, and we'll see you guys at Pocono.